Hey y'all, welcome back to Spirit of the Outdoors. I've already been foraging on this Bowie for the last few days. This is the first full tang Bowie that I have made. I gave my other Bowie away. I've also been over here, and this is the first time I have experimented with this gas forge. I really like it for the ease of use. My dad built it. We got another one over there. I may put one at my place, but I can come over here in this shop and work some. So this is a 2-burner, and once I get it hot in there, I'll cut one of the burners off and just use the front portion of it. I've started foraging on a Green River. Now this was a tip. This is both out of that Gee Whiz, and I made the other Bowies out of. So this is going to be a little bit shorter, but I still got a lot of work because I am going to draw this knife on out some, and I just left the hole in there because it was there. So I'm not, and this started out as somewhat of a spear point shape, and I forged it up. Now y'all, when I forge a blade out, I don't just forge the blank. I forge the edge all the way down. When I start grinding, I don't want a lot of grinding to have to do. Yes, you're going to do some grinding, but I don't want to have to grind the whole profile out. I'm going to forge everything out. So really all I'm doing with this today is I've got to adjust my handle. I've already forged everything out pretty much. So I'm going to turn you around and let you watch me adjusting the angle of my handle. And then we're going to grind and assemble this knife. I didn't want to film a whole bunch of beat, but I did want you to understand that I forged everything out from a piece of that spring steel. That is about what I'm looking for, I think. Maybe too much. I want to get everything shaped the way I want it. But like I said, I have already forged my blade out pretty much. This is another piece my dad's working on. We're going to straighten the handle up on it and get it like we want it to. See, from the start, I hadn't got a lot of meat I got to take off of my edge. I have forged my basic shape out. We just about there, y'all. I'm down to a fairly thin edge, and I know the camera won't focus in on that. But anyway, I like some hammer marks left in them. Y'all already know that. But I had to do a little more grinding on there than I want to. You can see that tip. I've got a good... all freehand ground. We're going to drill it. I'm going to finish polishing it up, and not everything, but the edge, and getting it down to an edge on it, and drill the holes. And then we're going to decide what we want for scales and a bolster. We just about there. Okay, y'all. When chickens get through crowing, we'll talk. I just pulled this out of the oven. I have not talked a whole lot about annealing a knife. I have forged them, and then I just show putting a handle on, and I never really have talked about how I anneal them. Normally, I take a little torch. I take this little torch, and I'll heat the back side of that blade up until I watch the color run. But when you've got a patina like this, you can't see it. So you see on this, you see the color that I've got. I put this in the oven at 400 degrees, and it's been in there about 2 hours. And I just pulled it out. So that is a little bit about annealing, because you see me quench it. That is annealing this knife. That way it ain't so hard that it's brittle. I have not mentioned that in any other of my videos, so I just wanted to make that clear, because I'm sure somebody's watching these and saying, well, I'm going to make a knife, and I leave that out. Not really on purpose, I just didn't film it. But you can see that good straw color in there. Let me get it over here in the sun. And see, it's got a straw looking color, and you can see it under that metal a little bit too. Now I know y'all itching for me to get this video out, which when it comes out, it'll be out. But see, that is still very, very hard. If anybody is questioning how hard that is, because I know it looks like it might be a little dark color. What that is where I left that patina on this blade. It is not so hard that I can't sharpen it. But anyway, but now what I was saying about getting the video out, I'm going to leave all that patina on there, but I am going to leave this out here. I have not fully decided what I'm going to do for a handle. I have this piece of wood. We're doing wood handles probably. However, I do have some elk antler in here that I'm going to look at. I've got some zebra wood right here that is just right for it, but I have got zebra wood on this Nessmuk knife that I have built. I hate to keep putting it on everything. I put it on the last 2 knives I've built, so I don't have anything against it. I like that wood. I've put Bodock on a lot of stuff for Osage. Kind of got a half of mine. I'm going to go try pine knot. I would love if I could find some really good pine knot wood to put a pine knot on there. Okay, y'all. I've got my handle. I got it clamped down. Nothing's epoxied. I got some brand new DeWalt 1/8 drill bits. We're going to be pinning this with some 1/8 brass brazing rod. And I think I'm going to put 3 pins in this one. I normally just put 2. I don't know why I'm thinking about putting 3, but I am. But what I've got on here for handle material, this is a little different. This is something I've been wanting to do. This is part of a pine knot. So I cut me a piece of pine knot. This is the first slab off of it, and it's the prettiest, but you know how you can't use it. And I cut this, so the second slab I cut off, I split in half, and that's what I've got on here. So right now we're annealed, and I polished up my bolster some. And with that being said, I put it in. I forced a patina after I polished that up because I didn't want it shiny. We'll do a video on putting that color and forcing that patina a little later on another knife, because I know there's going to be several people want to know how you do that. We'll do it eventually. But now I don't know how this pine knot is going to work for a handle. I just wanted to use it, okay? So we're going to experiment with this. If it busts, I can always take it off, grind it off, and put a different handle. Let me put that nail right down in there. Here Brody comes ready to go fishing. Get this other hole drilled. You had a good nap? What you ready to do now? Turn around. You ready to what? All right. Daddy's making a knife and a video for our friends on YouTube. Yeah. Okay, y'all. I am going to pin this. Let me get this pinned. And I'm using this 2-part 5-minute epoxy. It'll be well cured when I get back. I usually leave it overnight, but it will be ready, I promise. Right there, this is my mix it up stick. Stir that epoxy up real good. We gotta cut us some pins. Alright. I don't know if y'all can see everything I'm doing. Maybe you can. Alright, so what we're gonna do right now, we're going to get us some glue on here. And you don't want a lot of glue, y'all. I'm bad to put way too much, thinking, well, it'll just all squish out like you want it. And then when it don't, I get frustrated. So... Okay, now we want to get the epoxy on this side. A little bit of that epoxy will go a long way now, I will say that. All right, get this over here. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to clamp this whole thing in this vise while we going fishing and doing our goofing off and what, you know how us boys are. We're going to squeeze that pretty tight. And then we'll rasp it into shape when we get back from fishing, so y'all hang with us. No, I haven't showed this process a whole lot either, and I get a lot of questions, and I'm gonna scratch my bolster all up. I'm gonna try to stay away from it for a little bit. I shape everything with this rasp. I know I see a lot of people putting it on a belt grinder, and I used to do that too. This is actually faster. It's just a fact. So. And I have never used a pine knot. So y'all, I don't know how this is going to turn out. I really don't. Now I hear Brody coming back. He had to go get his rifle out of the yard. It's going to rain here tonight. Do what? You couldn't find your rifle. You need a flashlight? Let me go get him a flashlight, y'all. All right, we got him situated. I put a lot of work into putting a forced patina on that, and I'm afraid I'm going to ruin it, but that may be part of it. We'll figure something out. I've got to tell you what I can do, I think. Ah, maybe that'll help us out there. Boy, y'all leave some fine lighter pine right there. We are ruining it. Could build a fire to build a nine. There's some old boy somewhere down in a swamp trying to build a fire that'd love to have had that. You found it? No. You didn't find your rifle? Now, son, we like to run over it laying out there in the yard. You know it's out there.
They get in the blow away.
Yeah, they're going to blow away.
No.
You getting worried about them? Does Daddy need to go help you hunt your stuff? Let me go help his boy. Look at him. Look at him. Tell him what's wrong. Tell him.
My toys are gone. My toys are blowing.
His toys is blowing away. Let's go find them.
Okay.
Now, I'm going to tell you with this stuff, you got to take a wire brush and get your rasp clean. It'll quit cutting. Oh, yeah. I'm fixing, though, to cut this off. Let's see. We might can do it with a hacksaw, I reckon. Yeah, buddy, we did it. Boy, that has got some transparency to it. This is gonna turn out good. I'm just gonna tell y'all, it's gonna be a good looking knife. Now I want to, I cut that the wrong way. I knew I had some angle to that thing, so I was being careful, but the angle went the wrong way. I'm gonna have to do a bunch of work now. I'm gonna cut the camera off because I know some of y'all complain about my videos being way too long. Threaten to quit watching them and all kind of. I think some of them have quit watching them because they're so long. I just like long videos, but I'm gonna save a little time and cut it off till I get some more shaping done. Well, y'all, I'm getting it to where I want it. I have got 2 pieces of leather in this vise, and that is my mitigation of scratching the blade all up. But I have already got a few nicks in the patina because I get in a hurry and I don't take precautions like I ought to, so I can fix it. basically with this sandpaper this is a really rough grit belt that tore up. But now this pine knot will gum this stuff up so you know what's going on. So it don't work good like it does on other woods. Oh, but nothing's gonna be any better. So now I'm gonna try to smooth it up. I have got a finer. I do this on all my knives. I do my wood knife handles this way. I like to do everything by hand. It's just, that's what gives me the satisfaction of this. It's not that it's better or I think you come up with a better product or whatever. It's just simply that I enjoy doing it this way. When I get through with it, I feel like, you know, I did just having a little pride in what you're doing, and I'm sure somebody will scold me about having too much pride. I've had that before. You've got to have a certain amount. So I have reached out over the phone to some of my woodworking buddies that I know have experience with pine knots. I've texted Mr. Jamie Higginson to find out what is the preferred way of sealing this. I don't want it pine rosin leaking out and getting sticky. You know what I mean? When it gets hot in the summer and whatnot. So anyway, we are about there. Y'all, I talked to my buddy Jamie Higginson. He has made some beautiful bowls, wood turning bowls out of pine knots. And he suggested shellac to put on this handle. I don't have any. So what I'm doing right now is I'm buffing this to get a good smooth shine on it. And I'm gonna wait. We're gonna build a holster for this. And I may put something on it then if I feel like it needs it. I may put some oil on it. I don't really know yet what I'm going to do. I'm just buffing this to get it smooth. And that's putting somewhat of a shine on it. Now because this pine knot, it has got some splintering looking stuff, but now I want rusty. I did not want perfectly smooth, nothing. I just don't like perfectly smooth. I know some people do. They think, oh, if you got a professional knife, it ought to look like it comes from, you know, stamped out of a factory somewhere. That don't appeal to me. I want it to look like some old mountain man has toted it all over everywhere before I even got, you know. So I'm going to buff that out. I have already sharpened it some. We are fixing to go in there and put an edge on it, y'all. Let me show you, though, how I sharpen a knife. I have a belt on here that is wore out. I mean, it won't even hardly file your fingernails. So I turn this on. B and I have already done that some. It don't take much. You can see it has a fine edge on there. Now, however, that has a burr on there. So let's run it over this. I tell you what, we're going to take it inside and put it on a whip rock, and we're going to sharpen it. I'll show you how I sharpen my knife, and then we'll look at it, close the video out. The first thing is I come in here to a big old cup of coffee. My buddy Josh Warren from down the road come driving up today and gave me a big old can of coffee. And he had no idea that when I made this pot of coffee, I emptied this can. I'm telling y'all, the Lord knows how to send people my way just in the nick of time. But I do want to thank Josh Warren for coming up here and brought me some coffee. He said, I don't drink coffee. Y'all, that thing just sliced my finger. Not to the blood, but it's already sharp. But it has burr on it. Well, let's get a sip of this coffee first. Man, I like a good strong cup of coffee. I like it strong enough you can stand a nail up in the middle of it and it'll stand up in there. All right. Now, this is an old Whit Rock. I'm going to be honest with you, I stole this from my dad. He had this Whit Rock right here is older than I am. I stole it from him. He don't even know where it's at. He's probably hunted it everywhere. He'll watch this video now and get a laugh out of that. But now, I do just like this. Sharpening a knife is by feel to me. It's because I've been playing with knives since I was too young to be playing with my knives, and I got a lot of scars from that, so keep that in mind. But I learned, y'all, that blade's got some, I don't know, it's a little blade heavy. There's the balance point if anybody's curious. It's always good to know where that's at on a good Bowie knife. But this is how I go about sharpening a knife. And it don't take a lot, y'all. I want to get that. And I've seen people take and push a blade away, go back and forth. I don't never want to drag that blade because you inhibit a lot of burr that rolls over when you do that. I always want to act like I'm trying to, literally, I want to try to act like I'm trying to shave a slice off of that right there rock. Now this is just the way I like to do it. I am no way saying this is the only way or the best way to sharpen a knife. We will see how sharp it gets. So here in a minute, I'll have to locate me a piece of paper. I got a card. Brody made me a Valentine's card, y'all. Ain't that precious? He even got the scissors and cut out some hearts out of something. I think his mama hicked him a little bit. But anyway, right there, this is a camping spatula that I made. It has a piece of leather glued to it. I like to strop it with that leather. I have put compound on that leather at different times. I wear a long belt. And that is one of the reasons that this belt is this. I've had several people ask me, why that belt's so long? One reason is if I want to strap it over my shoulder and hang my knife under here, I can do that. I have done that before. In fact, this belt right here is by design that long. And you see how long and I hung one of my big Bowies. Some of y'all had never seen. While we at it, I'm going to show y'all. I have showed it in a video before. Y'all look how big this Bowie is. And it hadn't been out of the sheath and I don't know when. Now that, and that is an elk antler. I am a fan of a big knife. But this was designed more as a briar chopping bushcraft like, and not what y'all consider bushcraft. I'm talking about like I'm going through the bushes. I'm going to be going through briars and I want to hack stuff. I heard old Canterbury, y'all's buddy Canterbury, say if he saw somebody chopping with a knife and he just turned the video off. I do the same thing with somebody batoning. There's more reason to chop with a knife than there is to baton with it. Not a little short knife, obviously. Something like this, I can chop briars and stuff. Now, why did I do that? Y'all see me just cut a chunk out of that leather? I had my knife turned the wrong way. Just a talking or running my mouth. I bet you that thing is sharp already. Good Lord, I can cut that off, put me a new piece of leather on there if I need to. Let's cut this Christmas order right here. Let's see if this thing will cut. Ooh, y'all. I mean, oh, y'all, look at this. We ain't even... Oh, just that fast, y'all. I have not done no whole lot of sharp. You've seen me go out there and rake it across that grinder 2 or 3 times. It had been across there like 3 or 4 times before y'all saw that. I come in here and literally you watched me sharpen this knife. That is how quick that knife went to sharp. Okay? Now it was ground down to an edge, but that was a very rough edge. Ooh, y'all, that thing bad sharp. Look at that tip. Well, I want y'all to get a good look at this knife. You see some blemishes and stuff like that. I purposely somewhat left some of that on there. There is some patina to this blade. It has some rust color. I want y'all to see that. Oh, ain't that pretty? I know this ain't everybody's cup of tea. I love it. Y'all, that is a fine Bowie knife right there. So anyway, y'all see that we done made a sharp knife. Thank y'all for watching Spirit of the Outdoors. We'll see you next time. It ain't going to be long. We're going to make a sheath for this thing. I don't know exactly what style. I had the other one, you know, up high. I think I'm going to drop down on this side with this one because of my little pistol now. I towed it a lot and it rides over here on this hip, so I don't need my knife over here in the same place. So now, where my other knife sit right here, I think I'm going to come back and drop down. And let me show y'all one other thing. Mr. Don Lanier had given me this blade. I finished that knife out. That's a Nesmith knife. It's been on my Facebook profile. I did build a sheath for it. I am not sure I like it. I did learn how to do a 4-plait braid. So I'm wearing that right now, but I'm sure I'm fixing to go back to wearing my Bowie. But anyway, thank y'all for watching. We'll see you next time. Remember, the best way to do things is the way you like to do it. We'll see y'all.